Welcome back, you guys. Well, as promised, we're gonna make a top to go with the skirt that we sewn. I've decided on another Patty Palmer pattern, which will be M5671, and we will be making view C. It's a nice sleeveless top, and it's in a stretchy fabric, a cotton knit or jersey knit. I bought a very nice leopard skin knit fabric. So what I will do is I already went ahead, I measured my high bust measurement. I am a size 10, so I went ahead and I cut on my size 10 line. If this is the first time for you that you are working with multiple size patterns, I do suggest that you go ahead and make a mark for you on the line that you need to cut. Do that on all the darts and on all your seams. This way you don't cut on the wrong line by accident, causing more fitting problems, later on in the process. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna iron my pattern, make it nice and flat, and then when I come back I'm gonna show you how to prepare your pattern for fitting. I have pressed my pattern, and now what we need to do is mark the 5/8 all around the armhole and the neck, and then down the front center of my pattern. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a green marker just so that you can see, and I'm also going to use my measuring tape because the width of my measuring tape is exactly 5/8. So no guessing, no tears later. So I'm going to go ahead and just mark this. You will just keep your measuring tape right on the line for your size that you have cut. And this is where you will add the tape to your pattern. Okay, I have measured my 5/8 all around my pattern. I started at the armhole, I went all the way up to my shoulder, and then come all the way down to my center front. When you work with Patty Palmer's patterns, you will see that the side seams always have a 1-inch seam allowance. If you want, just go ahead and mark that 1 inch. You just need to do it maybe just on the front or just on the back, because every time that you're gonna put your pins in, you will put it exactly on the 1 inch. If you need to move it, you'll move it and just mark it again. But just remember that in the side seam is a 1 inch, not a 5/8 seam allowance. Now what we need to do is to add tape around our armhole, the neck and the shoulders. If you guys need to see a supply list of things that you may need to do your tissue fitting, please watch my first video that I've made. All the supplies that you would ever need to do tissue fitting is on that video. And all I do is I put my tape on the line where I would actually stitch when I stitch my fabric. And I don't tear long pieces. Now you don't want to forget to anchor your pattern to your grid board or to your cutting table with some pins, otherwise you will have a situation where your tissue will just fly up and cause wrinkling and stuff, and you don't need that. So I'm going to go ahead and finish all my taping. Remember to overlap your tape when you tape, because we are going to clip around the armhole, and you don't want that to tear on you when you clip that. I will prepare the back exactly the same as I did the front by adding tape to my armhole, my shoulder, and my neckline. When I'm done with that, I'll come back and I'll show you how to tissue fit the pattern. Okay, now that we have taped all around the armhole and the neck area, you want to go ahead and you want to clip right up to the tape, not through the tape, but just up to the tape, all around the armhole as well as the neck. And for the front on this pattern, McCall's 5671, we will only cut around the armhole in the front. Making sure you remove all your pins before you move your pattern, otherwise you will tear it. And I just clip about like every half an inch or so. Just like that, up to the tape, not through the tape. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that if you pull your pattern like this, that your pattern won't tear. The tape will actually protect it from tearing. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to clip it around the neck and the front armhole exactly the same. Remember, for this pattern we will not clip around the neck, only around the armhole for the front. After you have clipped around the neck and armhole areas, you will actually go ahead and put the front and the back wrong sides together. Add your pins facing down on the side seam and on the shoulder seam. Now you would see that I have actually went ahead and I left my shoulder piece longer. I have a forward shoulder, so I know that I would have to make that adjustment. So I went ahead and I did not cut on my size when I cut the shoulder. So all I will do is I will go ahead and I will line up the yellow marks. Oh, the green marks, I'm sorry. And then you will pin. You will line the sides up and you will pin that. Making sure that your pins are facing down. You don't want to have a pin hitting you on the armhole. Okay, and I will see you in front of the mirror fitting the pattern.